Shall I start the session? The first set. Today I could not bring the slides. We'll go to the paper directly. The first set deals with what? Is the mic on? So the first set deals with what? Let me have a look. Word swap. Am I right? We'll see the first one. On the other hand, in India, anything wrong with in India? Please tick that part. Schools have mostly been shut. Anything wrong with this? Even as other businesses have opened. Anything wrong here? So what is the answer? All are correct. You don't have to touch the sentence. Okay. Go to question number 2. This is a bit difficult. Put a star mark. Question number 2. I don't know if you have got it right. You should be happy. Thousands of civilians. Anything wrong with this? Tick that one. Have been killed. Underline have been killed. Which tense is this? Please write present perfect tense, passive voice. Please write present perfect, passive voice. Any problem here? There is no problem. By Ethiopian and, any problem with the conjunction? No. Eritrean militias. This is a problem. And what is the last word? Forces. What is the difference between these two? First, you have to know. Second, whether they go with these two words or not, countries or places, you have to know. Only then you can get. First, you write the meaning of the word militia. Please write. Militia means group of ordinary people. Group of ordinary people. Group of ordinary people who are not soldiers. Who are not soldiers, but have had training. But have had training in using weapons. A group of people who are not soldiers, but who have had training in use of weapons. Means what? Civilians who have got training how to use the weapons, and they are not soldiers, in a nutshell. Have you got the meaning? Now write the meaning of the word forces. Forces means official, in the sense government, those who work for the government. First you write those who work for the government or for the country. Those who work for the government or for the country. Brackets you write soldiers, army, police. All these forces is a general term. We also use the word forces, defense, army, navy, all these, we use the word forces. You all know that. So how do you know whether you have to use this word or that word? Very difficult in my opinion. And the key says we have to replace D and E. Please make a note, answer is the third option. What is the third option here? So it says Ethiopian and Eritrean forces and Tigrayan militia. But how do you know that? Very difficult in my opinion. Has anyone thought of DE? Oh, on what basis? So many. I'm shocked. On what basis? You know the contextual awareness. Okay. A bit of GK is required. Context you know, then you can choose. Beyond any doubt. Highly appreciable. This is a tough question in my opinion. We'll go to the next one. Question number 3. We cannot let our children suffer for that long. We cannot allow our children suffer. Anything wrong here? Please respond. We cannot let our children suffer for that long. No problem. By closures, prolonging, does it sound right? No. Then what is the right word here? By further prolonging, that seems right. Further prolonging what? School closures. So based on that, what are you supposed to change? C and E. Which option is that? First option. So then what do you get? Further prolonging, extending that, and it goes with what? School closures. Perfect. Easy one or difficult one? Any peaceful must take. Does it make any sense? Here, what are the words? Present, dialogue, and future. Obviously, the right word is dialogue. Any dialogue must take lessons from the past. Nothing wrong. Tick that one. live in the present, nothing wrong, and chart a peaceful path for the future. So what is the answer based on that? A and D, which option is that? First option is the answer. This is also an easy one. How many questions based on this? 4 questions. Today onwards, we'll see how many you can get. Possibility. From this set, in my opinion, you should get 3. 1 is difficult, but if you have that awareness, you can get that also. But to be practical, let us say 3 marks from 4 questions. Is that clear? Now we have the passage. What is this passage about? Have you read the passage? Answer my question. I have asked a question. What is this passage about? Or I'll change the question. Is it about polity or geography or what? Geography. And does it go with our country or does it go with the US? US, Canada. It goes with North American continent. That means familiar or unfamiliar? Unfamiliar turf. And usually what happens in the past passages, I don't know how many of you know, in the past passages, they would go directly from the Hindu editorials. They would take the Hindu editorials and they would give us a passage. First stage, they would give the stories. Stories go with kids. Second stage, they would take the editorials from the Hindu paper, they would give. But now it became an open secret. They stopped based on that. Now again, there is a secret. I tell my students, now the passages come from, there is one international magazine, the Economist magazine. Have you heard of this? Please make a note, all of you. The Economist. Have you heard or have you seen this magazine? You don't get outside. It's an international magazine. Especially SBI, if you take the passages, they take from this magazine the articles and give as a passage. Not only SBI, RRB, PO also, they take from, there are 3 or 4 magazines, and the number 1 is The Economist. They also take from, please make a note, the Wall Street Journal. Have you heard of this? When I ask a question, what are you supposed to do? Please make a note, the Wall Street Journal. And there's one more they have been touching. Please write, New York Times. Usually passages you get from these magazines, but a lot from the Economist magazine. So I tell my students, try to online, offline you cannot get. Online also don't subscribe, very expensive. But you can take trial subscription for 1 month. And you get access to the articles and 1 or 2 issues. Go through a few important articles, then understand the standards of the language. The standards are very high. What is the reason? Quite obvious. These magazines are written for native speakers, means Americans and Britishers. What is the mother tongue? English. And written for those who are highly qualified. Their mother tongue is English, they are highly qualified. Obviously, the standards have to be very high. So the same thing you get in the exam as a passage. Already you are exposed to that style and standards you can handle. Otherwise, you cannot handle. Very simple. Is that clear? Fine. And this passage, though it is unfamiliar context, you can answer many questions. I hope you have numbered the lines. Have you? So we'll take the first question. What is the first question here? According to the given passage, what are the major desert regions of North America? An easy question. Please go to 2nd page. You all have the handout. 2nd page. Go to lines 27, 28, and 29. How does the sentence go? The major desert regions of North America, the Sonoran, Mojave, and Chihuahuan, 3 have been mentioned. Which option has all the 3? So what is the answer? First option is the answer. Easy or difficult? Very easy question, but you have to read and you have to locate. Shall we go to the next one? Question number 6, which of the following words should fill the blank given in A? This is again an easy question, rather easiest. When you think of the word volcanic, volcano, what is the word that has to follow? Eruption. So what is the answer? How many of you have answered this question? I would like to know. Almost all. If you don't answer, not acceptable. First question, easy to answer. This question, easy to answer. Let us go to question number 7. According to, this is a tough question. Of all the questions, I myself not convinced with the options. According to the given passage, what are the advantages of the temperate rainforest? Please go to page 1, go to the fag end of the passage, lines 21, 22, 23, the last 3 lines. 21, how does it start? However, its cool winters and mild summers promote the growth of mosses, ferns, all these. Underline that part. So the question says, what are the advantages of the temperate rainforest? This sentence goes with temperate rainforest. So we'll see the options, then we'll look at the answer. What is the first option over here? Trees grow to more than 90 meters. Even that has been mentioned. Have you seen the next page? So hold that one. Dry wind and cool places, but it is not very clear and not complete also. Growth in mosses and ferns, mentioned, I have read out, and above all. Here, can we choose above all? 1 is for sure, 3 is for sure, but second one, it is not clear. And can we choose none of these? There is a possibility. If you want to respect the key, the answer is, you have the key or you don't have the key. You all have the key. Now, what does the key say? The third option, but I'm not convinced in the sense, first one is right, that is an advantage, vegetation, advantage, third one is right, and some more advantages the passage talks about. So the answer should have been none of these. None of these. That means all the options you don't have in one option, yes or no. But if you have to be a little liberal, then also comes a question, why not the first one? Why not the first one? Do you have an answer? I don't think so. So this is a bit difficult to answer. But if you have answered, how many of you have chosen the third option? Raise your hands. That is highly appreciable, but I wonder on what basis. That is beyond my comprehension. Now we'll go to the next one. Question number 8. According to the given passage, where do cordilleras extend between? All of you go to the first page and go to lines... I think 5, 6, 7, seventh one onwards. It starts at the fag end of that line. The Cordilleras extend from Canada all the way to the Isthmus of Panama. Same thing you see in one of the options. Which option is that? Answer is the third option. This is also based on explicit information, easy to answer, provided. See what happens here. A lot of students don't read the passage under pressure. One problem. Second problem, those who read the passage under pressure also, they have to catch the keywords and they have to read again online that too and locate those keywords. Only then they can get the answer. And this takes some time. Under pressure, you may go off the track, you may find, you may not find. First attempt. Then what happens? First attempt, you don't find the keywords. You continue or you give up. You tend to give up because you have to answer so many questions, right? So you got to be a little careful and meticulous. But otherwise, an easy question. We'll go to the next one. What is the next one about? Antonym of volcanic. Usually volcanoes, when they erupt, they're calm or disturbed. In a way disturbed. That is one thing you have to keep in mind. We'll see the options. Already have given, I think last week you got the word placid. Do you remember? When we got the word calm, I gave words like calm, serene, placid. I said placid goes with lakes usually. There's an English movie also, Placid Lake, 1, 2, 3. So hold that one and we'll use a common sense. Stormy is calm or opposite of calm? So turbulent, opposite of calm, not correct. Intense, hold this one. Volatile, write the meaning of the word volatile. Volatile means not stable. Please write not stable. For some time it is there, for some time it is not there. You all know the word volatile. Actually, it goes with chemistry and physics. But here, sometimes we say, his mind is volatile. Volatile mind means what? Cannot remember things for a long time. It is like, for some time he remembers, he or she. For some time, he or she does not remember. So, is it a positive word or a negative word? In the sense, not calm, right? So what is the answer here? What are you left with? First option, placid. That is the answer. How many of you have chosen the first option? Other options you cannot consider. Intense is also something like, it goes more with degree, intensive preparation, going deep into that. It doesn't refer to being calm or being disturbed or being agitated. Answer is placid, but still the options are not the right options. You know the meanings of all these words? Yes, sir. Please respond. Shall I go to the next one? What are these about? So, passage, how many questions? I think 5 questions. 5 questions, how many are easy? 4. So, first set we thought 3. 4 plus 3, 7. Remember, now we'll go to the third set. What are these about? A new pattern. These are a bit challenging because it is not one word. You have to look at 3 words. You have to know the meanings of all the 3 words. Damn sure only then you can choose one of the options. So, bit challenging in my opinion. The disappearance is bad enough, underline bad enough, but to replace it with fake news, underline fake news, and or flaky analysis means not perfect. Negative, entire context is negative. Already something is bad, situation talks about going from bad to worse. So can we use the word shameful? You have to respond. Hold that one. Can we use deplorable? Write the meaning of the word deplorable. Deplorable means morally bad and deserving disapproval. Something negative. Morally bad and deserving disapproval. You don't approve that. You cannot accept something not acceptable. And what is the last word here? Atrocious. Please write the meaning of the word atrocious. It has 2 different meanings. One is something unpleasant. Please write unpleasant. Something negative or unpleasant. Second meaning, generally we use a second meaning. Please write the second meaning, cruel and shocking. First one is something that is negative or unpleasant, and second meaning, cruel and shocking. It goes with crime, atrocious, something not acceptable. So here the context talks about something negative. Based on that, already something bad has happened, and now they're trying to do something worse. I hope you understand my English. Bad to worse. So because of that context, you can say it is shameful. Already bad, you have to admit your mistake, but instead of that, you try to justify and try to commit one more mistake. That is not acceptable. So you can use without no second thoughts. Shameful is right, deplorable is right, atrocious is right. So what is the answer based on that? All are correct. How many of you have chosen the last option? You should be happy that is the answer. But not easy under pressure. See, when I say not easy, what you have to understand, this model is not easy to handle. This is the message I'm giving. Then what are you supposed to do? After the session or when you are free, you have to spend some time on this model and you have to work on some questions based on this model and see to what extent you can handle. Imagine outside you worked on 20-25 questions based on this model and you got about 2 or 3 correct. Then the message is very clear. You're not good at vocabulary. You're not good at effective English vocabulary. Then you have to work on your vocabulary. Only then you can answer this particular set. You have to do something about your weakness. Only then you can expect progress. Is that clear? Shall I continue? Only one student I'm asking. Thank you. Now we'll go to the next one, question number 11. An ill-informed remedy. Underline ill-informed. Positive or negative? Remedy is solution, but ill-informed means negative, bad suggestion, wrong suggestion. A patient's illness not make her get well. So what do you understand from the context? If you give a solution that is not the right solution, or you give a wrong suggestion, the patient's situation will improve or it will deteriorate. It will deteriorate. From a normal state, it goes further down, or from bad, it goes to worse. This is the context. Based on this, can only aggravate a patient's illness. Already I've got the word aggravate, means what? to make something worse. So that means you can use this or you cannot use. You have to respond. We can use, can aggravate a patient's illness, means make it bad or make it worse. And merely appease, write the meaning of the word appease. This is a bit difficult. If you know the meaning, you can choose. Appease means to please someone. One, you write to please someone, to pacify someone. Two meanings. To please someone, to pacify someone. Does it go with this context? So can you use a second word? No, mark it wrong. First one you can consider, merely appease you cannot consider. And third one, mitigate. You have to know the meaning. Please write the meaning of the word mitigate. I will write a few words. First you write the word mitigate. Then you write the word, these words have been given many a time in bank exams. You have to know. Alleviate, assuage, all are synonyms. Means to reduce. To reduce the pain or the severity of pain. Reduce the pain. Mitigate the pain means reduce the pain. Alleviate the problems. It goes with, right, the combinations. Pain, problems, hardships, difficulties, all these. Alleviate her problems means what? Reduce her problems. Have you got the meaning? Can you use this word here? It is contrary. So you cannot use this word. Based on this awareness, one, we can consider. Two, we cannot consider. Three, we cannot consider. So what is the answer? First option is the answer, only the first one. Not easy if you don't know the meanings of the words. So we'll go to the next one, question number 12. Under Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, Japan has attempted, underline that and recollect present perfect tense, has attempted to do something. To do what? To dissuade. This is a good question in my opinion. First you underline the word dissuade and write the meaning. This has been given in different competitive exams based on fixed prepositions. Dissuade means discourage someone. Discourage someone from doing something. I think I have already given this word. Persuade, dissuade, I gave two words. Persuade is a positive word. You try to convince someone to do something. Dissuade is a negative word. You discourage someone from doing something. And why is this important from the exam point of view? Underline the preposition from. Dissuade takes a preposition from. If you know that, then do you see that preposition here? Answer my question. Then you cannot consider this. The moment you know the word dissuade takes a preposition from, then this is ruled out, mark it wrong. To fix its asset managers. Fix, you all know one meaning, I'm sure, fix something. But fix has two or three meanings. Write another meaning, to mend or to repair. Fixing something, everyday English, a lot of people know the meaning. But another meaning, imagine the fan is not working. And I can say, fix the fan. Here, fix has a different meaning altogether. Fix means what? Repair, mend. A lot of people don't know this meaning. So, but does it go with this context? I will repeat the question. Say, for God's sake, the time is very odd time, afternoon, summer. Room is very hot, stuffy, not easy to sit for 3 hours for you, for an hour for me. So we have to try to make it pleasant to the extent possible. How can we make it pleasant? By looking at each other and smiling? No, by responding at the right time. So, can we consider the second one? No, mark it wrong. What is the third one? To nudge. Write the meaning of the word nudge. Nudge means to push. slightly, to push slightly, usually with your elbow. With what? Your elbow, this part. This part is called elbow. Like this you push. Another meaning, to push someone to do something. Push someone to do something. But literal meaning, to push someone with your elbow, nudge someone. Can we use this word? To nudge its asset managers to be more forceful. Means what? To push its managers to be more forceful. We can definitely use this. So what is the answer based on that? Third option. Which option says only the third one? Answer is the second one. The US concluded that Iran recovered from the Stuxnet disaster. Disaster, generally we use a combination. What is that combination? Natural disaster. You all know that. But disaster, a general word, can be used in isolation. Means an unfortunate incident, a mishap, something that you don't want to take, a disaster. So here, was barely months away from producing enough highly enriched uranium to produce a nuclear device. Here it talks about recover from something negative. Context is that. We have to use a negative word. Disaster, a negative word, but hold that one. What is the next one? Fiasco. Please write the meaning of the word fiasco. Fiasco means a complete failure. Complete failure. We also use utter failure. Complete failure or utter failure. A fiasco. Have you got it? And what is the third option here? Debacle. Same meaning. Please write the meaning of the word debacle. Debacle means complete failure. Complete failure. So Stuxnet disaster, fiasco, debacle. I think it is a French word. You are talking about the origin. French word. It means a complete failure. It's a foreign word. It's an important word because usually in English we have words from Latin, Greek, France, a lot of words from Latin and Greek. But exam point of view, words from French, words of French origin, very important. And they have been asking questions based on words of French origin. So this has been given, in fact, under vocabulary, the meaning fiasco many a time. Have you got it? So what is the answer here? All. Who has chosen all are correct? Wonderful. Fine, we'll go to, is that set over? How many questions based on that set? 4 questions. How many are easy? 2 are easy. Okay, I respect your opinion too. So earlier, how many you got? 3 plus 4, 7. 7 plus 2, 9, remember. And what is this about? Parajumble. But what is this parajumble about? A particular recommendation about using a particular medicine or vaccine. Based on that awareness, here I don't think you have to take the elimination approach, and once you go through all the 5 parts, you should be able to get the correct order. We'll start with, as I said, it is all about a recommendation, recommended by someone or a particular organization. Based on that, what is the first one here? B is the first one. What is it? A panel of expert advisors have recommended, underline the word recommended. The subject here, a panel of expert advisors, it's all about that. Have recommended, ask the question what? Then what is the answer? Have recommended the first at-home treatment for COVID-19. Do you see continuity? Yes or no? So based on that, what is the second one? And they recommended this particular vaccine to which organization? To the US. Yesterday we got one question, do you remember? Based on the conjunction, what was the name of the organization? Same thing, US Food and, so easy to answer. Food and Drugs, continuation. So what is the third one? US Food and Drugs Administration, US FDA, internationally renowned organization, for approval. If the FDA gives what? Permission Authorization, approval, these are the words you have to think of. So here you underline authorization. Emergency authorization to the drug. Continuity is there. Then what happens? It may also open the path for emergency use authorization for drug in India. So the next two, what is order? DC. So what is the first one here? BAE, and after that we have DC. How many of you have got this order? Wonderful. Slowly I see a lot of students. All that you have to do, remember, at the outset you may think parajumbles are difficult. Beyond any doubt, in the exam you may get a parajumble. Almost all the candidates, they may respond thinking, not my cup of tea. Means what? I cannot handle. Very difficult to handle. But in that situation, you have to remember two things. One, you have to take the elimination approach. And when you take the elimination approach, at least you get the first sentence. 1 mark is assured. Whatever the level of difficulty, do remember. And after that, if you again spend some time, you may get a few pairs. 2 pairs you can identify. And based on that, you try to place which pair goes in the second position, which pair in the third position. You may get 1 pair at least. And you may get then 3 marks, 1 plus 2, because of pair. Try to get that way, but don't completely ignore the parajumble. Is that clear? We'll go to the next set of questions. So here, what is the score now? 9 plus 5. 14, remember. How many questions here? I hope you accept what I say. That is the score you have to get. We'll go to the next set. 18 or 19? 19. What are these about? Same meaning, that means synonyms. Significant. Before you go to the options, you have to think of the word important. Which option is that? Easy one. I don't know, I'm surprised. Damn easy. We'll go to the next one, a little tricky. Evaluate. Evaluate, one word you have to think assess and also calculate. Calculate, assess, evaluate means you study something, look at the positive side, negative side, then you form an opinion. Evaluation of something. So what is the first option here? Calculate. Easy or difficult? Easy. The next one, strategic. This is a bit challenging. Strategic also has 2 different meanings. Please write one meaning. Strategy. You all know the word strategy. So strategic, based on that one meaning, important. But write one combination, then I'll give the second meaning. Please write strategic studies. If you talk to political science students, they respond immediately. They know this. Strategic studies means, here strategic means defense related. Please write defense. Related to defense. Defense related studies. Have you got it? Strategic second meaning is what? Related to defense of a country. I hope you got the meaning. So what is the answer here? Which option is that? 5th option. Strategic means what? Important. Yes. Decisive? No, I don't think so. No, I will tell you why not decisive. Decisive means, all of you write the meaning, deciding. Deciding. And also write one combination, decisive factor. Decisive. Decisive stand, you can say. Factor, you can say. You can also say stance. Something that decides the course of action of something. That has nothing to do with strategy. You have a strategy to achieve your goal. That means what? You have a plan, one meaning. Strategy means what? Plan. And this plan is important or not important? Important, obviously. Decisive is something different. I will give a context. Imagine government is trying to take a decision about a particular thing, a particular issue. And the government takes a particular stand. That stand is decisive. Means what? It is going to decide the fate of that particular issue. No doubt it is important, but the focus is not on the importance of the decision. It is about in which direction the decision is going to go. That is what it means. Okay. We'll have a look at the other options. That's why I said, previous question also, let me go to 19. Significant, you got the answer. What is the answer? Important. But we'll have a look at, because he has raised a doubt, knowing. Underline and put a star mark. Knowing, if I write one sentence, I have been knowing him. Please write this. I have been knowing him for the last 6 years. You can write the word or 6 years. Answer my question, is this right or wrong? Why is it wrong? Mark it wrong. Very good. I appreciate that. Why is it wrong? Some verbs we cannot use in ing form. I am knowing her. I am knowing him. Not correct. We cannot use in ing form. So what is the appropriate tense you are supposed to use here? Present perfect tense. Then what is the sentence? I have known him. I have known him for 5 years. I have known him for 3 months. Then it is correct. For the same idea. See here what happens when you see a paper. First your objective to get the answers and know your score. But don't stop there. Be a smart learner. Every mock test paper, every question, there is so much to learn, so much to recollect, so much to consolidate. Those who get the key answer, happy, level 1, not appreciable. Those who work on recollecting what they have already learnt, very good. And those who work on consolidation, excellent. And those who work on all the 3, they are ready for the exam. Is this clear? Only for answers you don't have to come here. It is a waste of time. You come here for value addition, enrichment in the real sense. With a holistic approach, you have to enrich your knowledge. Then the session is fruitful. So what is the next word? Suggestive. No, simple word. Important, simple word. Expressive. You express your feelings. Some people can express, some people cannot express. Some people express effortlessly. Then what do we say? He is very expressive. But generally this word goes with girls. Girls are very expressive. Don't ask me how expressive. Okay? So the last word is significant, opposite, insignificant. But suggestive. Let me ask a question. Again, going one step above. In English, how do you advise or suggest someone? Suggestive, from that I'm asking. In English, how do you advise or suggest someone? There is one helping verb. Which helping verb is that? That is a question. You have to use should. What is the function of the helping verb should? It is used to advise or suggest someone. That you have to recollect based on that word, then you can consolidate. We'll go to the next one. Calculate, set it. Set it, I don't think it is grammatically correct. But if it goes with temperature or a particular parameter, then you can use. And take measure, simple expression, take the measurements or take measure of something. And look over. Look over, please write the meaning of look over. Look over means examine. Examine something. You all know the word examine. Not casual, seriously. Examine something. Look over. Okay, fine. And neglect a simple word. We'll go to. So here, necessary, simple word, decisive. I have already explained. Essential. Opposite, inessential. But there's one important word. Please write the word. Indispensable. Have you heard of this word? No. An important word, indispensable, means essential. Something is indispensable means what? Essential. Very important. An important word. What are the other words we have here? Unimportant, important, simple words. Shall I go to the next set of questions? What are these about? I think phrase replacement or something else. Error location. Oh. With wealth reaped from corruption, politicians have more than enough money to engage or to engage. Easy one. 1 second is enough to answer this. Which part is that? Second part. I think they've shuffled the parts. One sentence, parts are shuffled. Which part you have to find? All are easy questions. But previous one, how many easy? Previous set, please let me know. How many questions? 3. 2 easy. So earlier we got 14. 14 plus 2, 16. Remember 16. So these, first one easy. Now we'll go to the next one, 22. With wealth, I think 22 is this one. You got the answer. Now 23. China's plan to divert water from the Brahmaputra in Tibet to a particular place in China by building a 1,000-kilometer long tunnel, the world's longest one, will prove or will proved. So where is the, which part is that? Answer is the fourth part. All these are silly questions in my opinion. I hope you agree. Next one. Both Google and Facebook, as the largest platforms for content distribution, are said to be creating systems that will filter fake news. Any error? No error. How many of you have chosen no error? Ah, perfect. Very good. No error whatsoever. Next one. In the past little months or in the past few months, what will you say? Will you say little months? No way. So where is the error? Which part is that? First part. Please correct it. In the last few months, in the past few months. Little is not the right word. What is the right word here? Few. An easy one. I think that is the last one based on this set. Or one more is there. What drove its initial development was its purely digital existence, purely digital or pure digital experience. What will you say? Which one? 26. Have I skipped any question? Oh, different set. Ah, okay, fine. So previous set, how many questions? How many easy? All the 4 easy. So now you tell me 16 plus 4, 20. You have to agree. We'll go to the next set. So these are phrase replacement. What is a phrase in bold? Away from the control of government. What drove its initial development was its purely digital existence, away from the control of government. Anything wrong with that? Nothing wrong. Answer is no correction required. Away from someone or away from something. Perfect. Go to the next one. Bitcoin could let transacting party remain anonymous. This is purely based on contextual awareness. Here we talk about Bitcoin and we talk about a platform. On a platform, one person you come across or many persons? Many persons. So with that awareness, here party is not the right word. The right word is parties. How many options with parties? This is ruled out. Parties and 3 options. Let us see the first one. Would letting transactions parties remain? Is it grammatically correct? Would letting? Mark it wrong. And what is the third one? Would let transacting parties remain? Hold this option. Would have transacting parties remain? Can you use would have here? No. So what is the answer? Third option is the answer. Purely contextual awareness, but a bit challenging. We'll go to the next one. The midday meal scheme of India has helped, but should it have been linked? Why should we use it in interrogative form? If it starts with hardly, scarcely, or no sooner, or any negative word, then we have to use a clause in the interrogative form. But here it's a separate clause. Here it should be in affirmative form. Based on that, what is the answer? It should have been linked. Where do you find that? Answer is the fourth option. Should it have been is not correct. It should have been linked less with something. Answer is the fourth one. But here, how many of you have chosen the fourth option? Raise your hands. I appreciate, but not too many students. The moment you get the answer, you have to recollect whether I tell or not. Should have been, should have done. Write one sentence. You should have written. You should have written, or you should have paid. First you write these words. You should have paid. You should have paid the bill. You should have written the answer. You should have attended the meeting. What is the function of this sentence? Here there is a helping verb. Should plus have plus verb, past participle form. So when do we use it? It is used to express an unfulfilled duty or a neglected action. So please write the function of this. First you write should plus have plus verb, past participle form. This is a pattern. Considered one helping verb. Very important. Should have verb, past participle form. What is the function? It is used to express an unfulfilled, here single L, after that double L, unfulfilled duty, underline these two words, or a neglected action. There are two dimensions here. One unfulfilled duty, the other neglected action. I'll give two examples. I'll explain the context, then you can easily understand the meaning. Imagine at the office, unfulfilled duty means goes with the workplace. Duty, workplace. So office, your manager gave some work, you did not do that work, and he called you and he blasted you. You came out of the cabin, your friend saw your face, he could make out something went wrong. He asked you, what happened? Then you told him, the manager blasted me. Oh, really? Why? He gave some work I did not do. Then what will your friend, if he is sensible, what will he say? You should have, are you guys listening to me? So what will your friend say? You should have done the work. Have you got it now? Another example, there was an important meeting yesterday. You did not attend the meeting. The management gave you a memo. Again, your face became very small. Your friend asked, what happened? I got a memo from the management. Oh, really? Why? There was an important meeting. I did not attend the meeting. Then what will your friend say? You should have attended the meeting. These two examples go with unfulfilled duty. First dimension. What is the second dimension over here? Neglected action. Imagine yesterday was the last day to pay the electricity bill. I forgot to pay. Today no power. Then what will you say? You should have paid the bill. That goes with the second dimension. Have you got it? Fine. Thank you, sir. We'll go to the next one. What is the next one? Question number 29. When we went to Wonder of Worlds, this is a bit difficult, toughest question in my opinion. I loved that really big old silver antique car. This question is about correct order of adjectives. This is a little difficult to remember, but to save your time and my time, the answer is no correction required. Please make a note. Some other session I'll give. We have to spend some time because today I haven't brought the slides. So there was a technical problem. So I'll give you maybe tomorrow, day after, not day after Sunday. Tomorrow, if not Monday, correct order of adjectives you have to learn. But here answer is no correction required. Please make a note. Shall I go to the last one? Each individual knows how to protect it or how to protect. So which one is that? Oh, we have to be careful. How to protect his own life. Am I right? Where do you have his own life? Answer is the third option. How many questions based on this set? 5. How many are easy? 3 are easy. I respect. We'll take the lower number. So 20 plus 3. Now the $1 million question. Who has got 23? Raise your hands. Give her a big hand. Very good. Who has got 20 plus? Give them a big hand. That's also highly appreciable. Not easy.